Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be continuing the music composition portion of the music theory material. But before I do, I wanted to tell you that I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Before you begin this section, it's important that you go through all of the basics of theory playlist material as well as the music arranging material. You've learned a great deal about music composition already from the basics of theory playlist material and the music arranging material. And now we will move on to learning about how to choose a key to write your original piece of music in. Now, all people feel that they understand basic emotions, but more complex feelings are a bit trickier to explain, and we'll get into this in a minute. In music composition, you want to be able to create an emotional atmosphere that can bring up the listener's own personal experiences and memories of a given emotion that will then give great power to your musical composition. And you do this by choosing the proper musical key that expresses the characteristics of the emotions you want to convey. Now, each scale and mode has a specific emotional flavor to it, and you'll find that you tend to gravitate towards favorites. You might decide to write a new composition in a harmonic minor scale, which has an overall feeling of sadness, or has a melancholic flavor to it. Just as with the major scales, the minor scales follow a similar pattern. The key of C minor, which is related to E flat major, and has a sad or melancholic quality to it that's innocently sad and lovesick. Here the quality presented is of the lamenting of lost love or unhappy relationships. It has a languishing quality to it that is full of longing, a soul in search of something more than it has. Please refer to my root chakra video in my energy healing playlist series in my Healer's Corner sub-channel series for more information on the root chakra. The key of C sharp minor, which is related to E major, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that is despairing, wailing, and weeping. It is a passionate expression of sorrow and deep grief that is full of penance and self-punishment. The key of D minor, which is related to F major, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that's serious, pious, and deep thinking. There is a female quality about this key that broods and worries and thinks deeply on melancholic and negative themes. This key can also speak of the sadness of the loss of a lover because it stimulates the sex chakra. Please refer to my sex chakra video in my energy healing playlist series in my Healer's Corner sub-channel series for more information on the sex chakra. The key of D sharp minor or E flat minor, which is related to F sharp major or G flat major, respectively, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that speaks of deep distress and a kind of existential angst. It deals with anxiety and terror and deep distress and dark depressions. This is the key to express the concept of the dark night of the soul, with fear, hesitation, shuddering, and is the emotional language of ghosts. The key of E minor, which is related to G major, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that is effeminate, amorous, and restless. This key expresses the concepts of grief, mournfulness, and restlessness. It expresses the qualities of depressed waiting for a future good. This key is also good to use if you want to write a piece of music that revolves around the emotional feelings of a loss of personal power, because it stimulates the solar plexus chakra. Please refer to my solar plexus chakra video in my energy healing playlist series in my Healer's Corner sub-channel series for more information on the solar plexus chakra. The key of F minor, which is related to A flat major, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that has an obscure, plaintive, funereal quality about it. This key can express the deepest of depressions and is good for expressing the concept of lamenting over death and loss. It is about groans of misery and of death soon approaching. The key of F minor is also good for expressing heartbreak and loss because it stimulates the heart chakra. Please refer to my heart chakra video in my Energy Healing Playlist series, in my Healer's Corner sub-channel series for more information on the heart chakra. The key of F sharp minor, which is related to A major, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that is gloomy and full of passionate resentment. It is all about supreme discontentment and long periods of lamentation and crying, and yet still being capable of fighting this feeling, so all is not lost here. The key of G minor, which is related to B flat major, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that is discontent and uneasy. This key expresses the emotions of worrying about the future or of failed plans and of struggling with dislikes and general malcontent. If you wanted to write a piece of music that expressed your inability to express yourself, to make yourself understood, you could choose this key because it stimulates the throat chakra. Please refer to my throat chakra video in my Energy Healing Playlist series in my Healer's Corner sub-channel for more information on the throat chakra. The key of A flat minor or G sharp minor, which is related to C flat major or B major respectively, has a grumbling, moaning, and wailing feel to it. It speaks of the suffocation of the heart and lamentations and lifelong struggles. It has a very negative feeling about it. The key of A minor, which is related to C major, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that is tender, plaintive, and pious. It has a decidedly female quality about it that is graceful in character and capable of soothing. If you wanted to write a piece of music that expressed the idea that you could not help another person to see something clearly, or speaks of the loss of being able to see the beauty of the world, you would write it in this key because it stimulates the third eye chakra. Please refer to my third eye chakra video in my Energy Healing Playlist series in my Healer's Corner sub-channel series for more information on the third eye chakra. The key of B flat minor or A sharp minor, which is related to the key of D flat major or C sharp major respectively, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that speaks of the night and of surly mocking. It has a blasphemous quality to it, and it has the feeling of turning away from the world and the Creator in preparations for the end. It is pessimistic and has the feeling of giving up to it. The key of B minor, which is related to the key of D major, has a sad or melancholic quality to it that has a solitary patience, presence, that calmly waits for fate or destiny to unfold. There is submission to providence and karma about it. If you wanted to write a piece of music that expressed a lament about the loss of spiritual faith with deep spiritual meaning, because this key stimulates the crown chakra, please refer to my crown chakra video in my Energy Healing Playlist series in my Healer's Corner sub-channel series for more information on the crown chakra. Now, there's much more to this than I've outlined, but this should give you a bit of a guideline for you to choose a major or minor scale for your composition. Also, the use of the melodic minor scale can be a wonderful way of expressing melancholic happiness, moving into sadness and back again. Musical modes also have their specific flavor, and each of the modes can express different emotions in their specific range. if you start them on different keys. As an example, the Mixolydian mode is basically bright with a dark edge to it. It has a bluesy, rock, or exotic feel to it. If you start your Mixolydian mode on C, you add the qualities of the C major scale. If you start the Mixolydian mode on a D, you add the qualities of a D major scale, and so forth. The basic emotional flavors of the modes are Mixolydian mode, bright with a dark edge, bluesy, rock, can also be exotic, modal. Lydian mode, bright, mysterious, ethereal, dreamy, futuristic. Phrygian mode, dark, exotic, Spanish, flamenco. Natural minor or Aeolian mode, dark, sad, sentimental, tragic. Dorian mode, dark yet sweet, hip, sophisticated, jazzy. Harmonic minor scale, tragic, exotic, Middle Eastern. Melodic minor scale, mysterious, jazzy, very dark. Locridian mode, discordant, unresolved, very dark and unstable. Ionian mode, bright and happy. After you have chosen the scalar mode of your composition, you can further refine what you're trying to communicate in your musical composition by including as many of the various intervals that further express emotions. These can be a component of the melody or the accompaniment. The unison expresses the feeling of home, union, and equilibrium. The minor second expresses the feeling of anxiety, anguish, aggression. The major second expresses the feeling of longing, anticipation, consolation. The minor third expresses the feeling of sorrow, languid darkness. The major third expresses the feeling of brightness, joy, energy, cleanliness. The perfect fourth expresses the feeling of vague, spacious, harsh beginning. The tritone expresses the feeling of disturbing, mystical, despair, violence. The perfect fifth expresses the feeling of majestic, firm, stable, cheerful. The minor sixth expresses the feeling of separation, tragedy, anguish. The major sixth expresses the feeling of love, happiness, concord. The minor seventh expresses the feeling of unresolved, mournful, astonished. The major seventh expresses the feeling of sharp, tense, aspiring. The octave expresses the feeling of pure, resolved, light-hearted. Now, it's very easy to get bogged down in all the details when it comes to these matters, and that's not what I intended here. Basically, if you choose the key that best expresses the flavor of your composition and try to include more of the intervals in the chord portion of your arranging or in the actual melodic line that you want to help, you further express your musical composition. It will work out just fine. The bottom line to all of this is to have fun with it and experiment, and don't get too bogged down with the details and just let it flow. And remember that these are just guidelines, not rules. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easy to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.